Welcome to the ZB Philly Sports Podcast, episode 1. Um, I'm Zach,
I'm Brendan.
and lifetime voice Philly sports fans. We're going to be talking about mostly the Phillies, and then touching on the other top 4 Philly sports team. So, you want to get us started
Sure.
with our first topic?
I feel like the hottest topic. Actually, no. First topic I want to do: knock out former Philly right away. I don't know
Oh,
if you saw, but Pache, or however you pronounce his name, he was DFA'd today.
really?
Yeah,
I did not see that.
I was honestly surprised about it, and then I realized how many outfielders that the Orioles have.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
So that trade, which we're gonna get to trade deadline later, but basically we just won that trade because we gave up Serentin Dominguez for Austin Hayes.
pretty much.
So
And I also saw in that trade they wanted Gregory Soto. Dombrowski said no. This is just what I saw on Twitter. I don't know how real it is or whatnot. But Dombrowski ended up trading him to the Orioles and waste.
that I don't know how it'd be. I would have given up Dominguez, sorry, Soto too, but
Yeah,
they're both very below relievers.
right,
But we definitely got our reliever back. So
right.
um,
Do you have anything else about the deadline?
deadline. Austin Hayes starting to look like a great pickup. Um, I know I'm gonna butcher his name, but Carlos Estevez. If
Yeah,
if
that
we
was
can,
pretty good, I think.
there we go. If we could start winning some ball games and get him into the game, I think we have a good shutdown guy.
I agree.
Um, I would have loved to add one more bat at the deadline. Um,
Once
but
everyone's not injured and out of slumps, I think it
yeah,
should be pretty good.
and it's right after the summer class. Um, so everyone starts out in a slump sometimes,
Right.
and especially when you have a home run derby guy who's out there just trying to hit nukes.
Yeah.
He's
And
got
the
to
whole
figure out
time,
how to swing
the whole
again.
team is just focused on him and
Yeah.
that performance.
Yep.
Like they were
That was good to
probably
see.
just teaching him stuff.
Yeah.
And that might be a reason why like Harper and some other people are in slump because they were focused on other people.
Yeah.
I don't know how
Definite.
that all works though.
But
Everyone's
you
different.
also have to think you're going into the All Star game. You're having these All Star pitchers. You want to hit a nuke off of them. Like
Right.
you don't know if you're going to see them again this season, and next season's technically not
Right.
this season. So, but one more bat. Uh, I don't know. Banks, he pitched pretty well yesterday, but
Yeah. I honestly forgot we got him until he came into the game.
and then there's some minor league guy. I think he's a reliever. I'm not sure,
Yeah, I don't
but
remember. I don't have it pulled up right now.
we have all the top 5 prospects still. So I
Yeah,
think
I was actually going to talk about that.
there we go. I think David Dabrowski. I think he hit his mark this deadline.
Yeah. According to CBS, I saw that Dave Dombrowski was protective of these Phillies prospects at the deadline. Andrew Painter, Aiden Miller, Justin Crawford, Starlin Caba. I'm sorry if I said that wrong, and Eduardo Tate.
Yeah, and I had this in my notes too. How is down the line? I know Suarez is soon up for a contract extension. Um, I know we just got Nola for a pretty long time. Zach will probably be coming up here in a soon. But how are these young guys are they gonna come up? Like Tyler Phillips is already here. Michael McCarter. he had a couple good games. So how these young arms gonna help us down the road?
Yeah, I do really
It
like Tyler Phillips so
I
far,
He
and
reminds me of a lot of Cole Hamels,
I agree. But
and
another part that makes me like him more is because he's from here, grew up a fan
yeah,
of here, so he understands the culture that he was coming into.
yes, he and I saw somewhere we got a guy in the draft who actually caught Bryce Harper's home run ball that
That's
sent
pretty
us to
cool.
the World Series. So I wanted to add that in there. But just talking about prospects knowing what this environment is,
Yeah,
going to a Red October game must be
yeah. Like
all the
they've seen it
experience
from
you
the fans'
need for this
perspective.
environment.
Now they get to see what the fans see.
Yes.
That
Now they get
probably won't
to
make no sense, but yeah,
they can live it out or
yeah.
then but
Speaking of minor league guys, Taiwan Walker, his appearance in minor leagues for his rehab assignment. I don't have his full stats pulled up. I don't know if either.
I
But
got
his
you on that
first
one.
inning was a ground out, a walk, single where the runners advanced on an error, a double where 2 runs scored, a fly out, and a strikeout.
So those 2 runs were his only 2 earned runs. His stat line was 2.2 innings, which he was on a inning um deadline, I guess,
Yeah, I think
or
he had three
count.
innings at most or something like that.
They was going to say he was gonna throw like 3 to 4, but only allowed 4 hits, so he had one of those hits in the first inning. 3 runs, 2 earned, a walk, then the first inning, and then bounced back with 3 strikeouts. So
Something like that.
I know he's gonna be in Lehigh Valley uh next Tuesday. So
Okay, so he has almost a week in between.
yep.
Okay,
He has about a week to I setting that body up and but good first outing.
yeah.
Um
First inning wasn't great, but
yeah,
from what we've gotten used to as fans from him this year, it's not a bad outing.
not bad outing at all. Um talking about guys on the injury list, especially the pitching. Uh Schwartz was still without him.
Yep.
Um with low back soreness, which I think it's caused because of this is his first time throwing all these innings and
Right.
um the success he had this year, which we don't know how he's gonna come back. If he's gonna come back beginning of this season was or
I
um
don't know. I haven't looked into it all that much.
I haven't
I
either.
just realized you can hear my mouse.
It's great cooking noise. Great cooking noise.
Yeah,
Keeping me awake over
it
here.
shows I'm doing work.
we're we're grinding this one out.
Exactly.
Uh, but yeah, so and then where does Tumble? He's still on the injured list. So where does he
Yeah,
fit into this equation?
but we were asking
Which
that before Walker even got injured.
exactly,
It's been a season-long question with him.
which both of those guys is where do you put them?
I
Are
don't
these young
see.
arms going to come?
Yeah, I don't see Turnbull getting re-signed. I think he's a
Okay.
free agent after this year. Him,
Uh,
Hoffman, I forget who else. There's another notable pitcher that's a free
is
agent
it
after this year.
Strom this year or next year?
I don't think it's Strom. I'd
Okay.
be very panicked if we would have the chance of losing Strom and Hoffman.
Yes.
But I hope we re-sign Hoffman. Turnbull's good. I wouldn't be mad at re-signing him as long as he has a starting spot. As we see, he's much better as a starter than a reliever.
Yeah. I'm not high on Walker either. Uh,
It's kind of like a
if I
Tobias Harris thing. If he
yes,
wasn't getting paid so much, we wouldn't have such high expectations.
exactly. But I would have put Spencer and over Walker this year, but
Yeah, I agree.
Hoffman is definitely a big key piece that we do have to worry about this offseason.
Yeah, I might
Um,
actually look this up.
what I believe he has a sub 2 ERA, so uh, or sorry, ERA. But yeah, I think he's something that we need to make sure we have money for. I know with within the next 2 years, uh, Strom is up. So, and we got Schwarber coming up here soon, and JT. So,
I clicked on the goal and it shows who we were trying to sign this past year. We'll talk about that another time because we have the
yeah,
whole season to get through.
we definitely got a lot of more games to get through, and
Yeah,
a tough stretch. So, I have a note here about the preview of the next 10 games, which is a whole West Coast stands. I don't know who
yeah,
we play in the middle, but I know it's Seattle for 3, starting Friday.
yep.
We have another 3 games. Not sure who it
Dodgers.
is.
They all start at
Dodgers.
10:10 at our time.
Okay, so there's two
Yeah.
pretty tough series, and then you go to a team that I think could start getting
Cleveland.
scary here, which is the D-backs.
Yep.
We all know how that went last year, so
Yeah.
um they're starting to heat up, and it's pretty much what baseball is.
Yeah. Like you said, Mariners for 3, Dodgers for 3, Diamondbacks for 4. Then we're home for the Marlins for 2, home for the Nationals for 4. Then we go to Atlanta for 3. Then we're in Kansas City for 3. Then home for the Astros for 3, home for the Braves for 4. Then in Toronto, in Miami, home for the Rays, home for the Mets, in Milwaukee, in New York Mets, home for the Cubs, and then we finish the season against the Nationals.
Which uh, just reading that's a tough lineup.
Yeah,
And anyone that listens to this and is a die-hard Philly sports fan, especially Phillies fan, will know that that break that outside of Philly fans would say with the Nationals and the Marlins is not an actual break,
right.
especially with our past and how you walk into that game and you're like, I have to go cook dinner. I'm gonna throw it on in the background,
Yeah,
whatever. And then you come back and you're down 5-0 in the bottom of the third, and you're like, "This is the Nationals. This is the Marlins. Like, why are we down?"
yeah.
So
But
it
then again, it's a rivalry game, I
exactly.
believe.
It's in division, so
Yeah,
yeah,
it's like Eagles and Cowboys. Yes, they're good. Giants and Commanders past few years haven't been good, but both
exactly,
teams still give the Eagles and Cowboys a run for their money pretty much every game.
exactly, yeah. Um, but it, especially the Astros, they're right there. Um, the Braves are still in it. The Mets have rebuffed themselves, which that's crazy in
Right.
itself. Like we thought the Braves had that first wild card spot pretty much locked up.
Yeah,
Mets came storming back.
right. It's honestly impressive. Are they still paying those 2 pitchers? I'm blanking on their names. But they signed pitchers, I think, last year and they traded them away. But they signed like the
DeGrom
big, yeah, DeGrom
and
and Verlander.
Verlander. Um, I'm not sure on that, but
All I know is I think the Mets have the highest payroll of the MLB still.
yep, they're up there. Which there was talks earlier this year. I don't want to get hung up on the Mets. I hate the
I was
Mets.
thinking the same thing.
They can be put in the trash.
F the
Um,
Mets.
but yeah, I thought Pete Alonso might be going by the deadline. Maybe Mr. Smiles, Frankie Lindor, thought he would be gone. Nimmo, McNeil, those guys were talked about. Oh, maybe they move on from them. Maybe they get prospects. Maybe they restart this.
Yeah,
But they
I don't know.
they held suit. I saw that they got Jesse Winker from the Nationals, who
Yeah,
he's a great bat right now.
right.
He's
Like I
he's a
don't follow
bat
too many out of Philly teams besides Michigan, obviously. Um,
Bill.
but I even know who Jesse Winker is, and I'm not the biggest baseball guy. I know that he's a good bat.
Well, they love him here.
Yeah,
So here in Cincinnati.
yeah,
But yeah. So I don't want to get on too much out of
yeah.
the league,
Back to the
but
Phillies.
back to the Phillies. But if you look at a lot of these teams that we have coming up, just like the not the Mets, the Yankees we just played, they
Yeah,
went out at the deadline. They got Juan Soto, and look what that did for them.
right.
They just won 3
Jazz
straight games
Chisholm's
against
doing
us.
really well at third
Yeah,
base, and he's never played third base before in his professional career.
exactly. So I still like a third baseman over him, but
Oh, I
I
agree.
guess I. But staying in that outfield, I've I hate to bring this up, and I've seen on Twitter some people calling for these guys' heads, but Stott and Marsh.
Yeah,
Stott needs to figure it out.
he does.
He did not
Batting
have a good
wise, he
first
hasn't
year.
been good all year.
Yeah,
Glove wise and defensively, he's amazing still.
both of them are.
Yeah,
They're great defensive players, but we need their bats,
right.
especially if we're supposed to be the team that uh,
Moving
our
closer.
pitching rotation um, is what it is. We need to get runs back, and if they look at us and be like, "Oh, Marsh is going to strike out here," then
Yeah,
how are we supposed to be this
we
dangerous
need
team?
the bottom half of our lineup to be not as strong, but capable of coming up in moments where the top half isn't playing.
Yeah, we need on any given night, any part of the lineup. But I know they did it this weekend. Oh, sorry, this week. Switch it up a little bit.
Yeah,
Throw someone down in the bottom of the lineup.
like I think I
Austin
saw Hayes
Hayes.
who was put in the top of the lineup. I think yesterday. I think it's batting seven.
But yeah, throw a guy down there. Throw
Yeah, obviously we keep Schwarber and Harper at the top because they're top
yeah.
rotation hitters. We want them to come up as much as possible. But rest of them, switch them up a little. See where everyone is best at.
I still think we need to find that leadoff hitter.
Yeah,
Schwarber's
I love the leadoff short bombs, but we can't rely on a home run every game to
yeah,
start the game.
and we're getting strikeouts every other
Yeah,
inning. So throw one of them up there.
yeah.
Throw
Stott was
Stott
leading
back
off
up there.
last year, right? Or
I
some
think
games
he
last
was
year.
up there a little bit, but
Have another grand slam against the Marlins just in the regular season this time.
there you go. But you know what? Drop Bryce to the cleanup. Drop Turner down one to the 3 hole. Put Stott at 2. You
Yeah.
You got two speed there, so if Hart comes up, hits a double, you've
Yeah.
got 2 runs off the board.
Or
So
even have Stott come in first. And never mind. We don't want Schwarber and Harper back to back.
that that might work.
I
It
don't
could
know.
work.
I would say
It,
something along the lines of like Stott or Turner leading off, so we get that speed if they get walked. They can be it's very start of the game applying pressure to the pitcher, and they'll either walk Schwarber, who I will put in the second spot. I obviously don't manage baseball, so I don't know how any of this will work. Um, but they're applying pressure on the pitcher of maybe I'm going to steal, maybe I'm not. So maybe they'll throw some right down the middle of Schwarber or walk him. And that's two
yeah.
men on base, no outs.
What I would love to see if we can start hitting
Yeah.
Rojas at the top of the lineup. Just lay down a bunt.
Yeah.
Like Stephen Kwan did to us. Stephen Kwan the past weekend. I think the first inning, lead off the game, he got out. Next time he came up to the bat, I think this was Friday night. He bunted on, and then he's got speed. He can fly around the base path.
Yeah.
So it
That's actually a
just
pretty interesting strategy. They should definitely try that before the postseason so that we know if it is or isn't a usable thing.
yeah. Um
Because imagine being a pitcher, not knowing if you're going to pitch against Schwarber or Rojas.
yeah. Mhm.
Even
Depending
infielders
on
preparing for that.
yeah, and depending on what the lineup or the pitcher is that day, what arm he's throwing with, maybe
Yeah,
experience a little bit.
right.
You're what 9, 10 games up, maybe 8 now, maybe 7, somewhere in there. You still got room to experiment one game
Right.
every week.
Right. Even if
But
you experiment and go 1-1 in the rest of the series, or 2-1 in the rest of the series, you're learning what your players can actually do. Your players are learning what they're capable of.
yeah, and this is a topic I wanted to hit on. I had this one in the brain from Tuesday night, and then this guy made me eat my words yesterday. Bob Thompson. You can't have Weston Wilson come up in the bottom of the what 12th inning with 2 outs, no one on base.
Yeah,
That's when you gotta look down your dugout and be like, I want him. Get out there. Start
yeah.
swinging. Get us on base. Get something more. Get. I don't know where he was batting in the lineup.
I don't remember. Pretty much everyone batted and everyone pitched.
Yeah.
I think I saw something. It was the longest game of the season so far.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
We own it. 2 good teams.
yeah.
Um,
Two
but
potential World Series matchup teams battled it out
exactly.
and were the longest game of the season. I think it was like 3 hours 47 minutes or 3 hours 57 minutes, one of the
Would not want to work that game.
two.
But yeah, and there's times where Topper didn't put JT in for an at bat in the bottom of the eighth. Stubbs is up. He's not batting good right now.
Yeah,
He's more of our funny guy, hypes up the team, make sure the vibes are up.
but that was also Bohm last year.
That was also Brown.
And Bohm
And
stepped up huge this year.
he's unbelievable.
Yeah. I just thought of something really funny quick about what we were just talking about with the longest game. Don't alcohol sales stop after like the seventh or eighth inning?
That's
Like,
that is crazy.
I know some people have to drink to sit through a game. They were probably fiending during that game.
I if I was not at work, I would have probably been enjoying a cold one. Um, but yeah, I would not be
Yeah,
able to sit through that extra inning with without
yeah.
some kind of drink.
And then they had to get up and play at 12:30 the next day too.
Yeah, which you can't use that
Right.
as
At
an
least you didn't have to
excuse
travel.
because um, the Yankees.
Yeah.
And I saw someone. I talked to a Yankees fan another night. And he was like, "Wow, you guys can't sell your stadium. There's a lot of Yankees fans there." To all those haters, commenters, all those people, that person I was talking to, it's an hour and 47-minute drive from
Yeah.
the Bronx
That's
to
the same
Citizens
with
Bank Park.
Knicks Sixers series. Knicks
Exactly.
fans, most Knicks fans do make more than a lot of Philadelphia fans. New York is just they make more money than Philadelphia. I think. Don't quote me on
Exactly.
that. I could be wrong.
And again, it
Knicks
was a
bought a bunch
Monday
of
night.
tickets. It's
Yeah.
close.
But even the Flyers, they have Rangers fans come
Yeah.
down all the time. And
Even the Eagles, like they have fans that go to Jets, Giants, Ravens. I
hell,
saw Ravens won like public practice. There were a bunch of Eagles fans there. I don't know why, but there were.
little Eagles insight here. Mama Kelsey went from the Eagles game last year and
Yeah,
traveled all the way up to MetLife, which is a little bit closer. I think it
yeah.
was like an hour or something like that. Um, she traveled to the Jets game that night, so it's close.
Right.
It's definitely doable on a Tuesday night. Like
Do you have anything else for the Phillies?
looking through my notes. Oh,
I have
the
at least two things.
sponsor.
Yes, that's what I was gonna talk about.
Ah, we missed the golden opportunity.
I
If
have it
you were
pulled up right
from
here. I'm looking at it while you're talking.
Pennsylvania, you're about to
Or even the
roll
East
up in a
Coast at this
ball.
point.
Huh?
Or even just from the East Coast at this point.
Yeah. You have the Pittsburgh Pirates, sponsored by Sheets. It came out that, what, yesterday? I think they debuted them.
Yeah,
Maybe Tuesday night. One of those two
I think it was
days.
yesterday.
They debuted them of Independence, Blue Cross, Blue Shield, IBX, whatever. Philly is Wawa. We could
Exactly.
have had Wawa.
Look,
Wawa versus Sheets.
look at Harper and Under Armour. They just collaborated with Wawa.
Yeah,
The
gotta
Kelsey
have your
brothers have
heartburn.
their own Wawa sandwiches. It was called Schwarberfest last year, not Hoagie Fest.
Exactly. But
No,
I guess
huge missed opportunity.
I guess Wawa just wanted too much.
Hey, we're going to be playing at Wawa Park. Don't worry about it all that much.
Hey, Bryce Harper playing in Wawa Park with Wawa cleats on,
Right?
that would just be
Wawa headband. Can have
everything.
Wawa grip tape. Have the Wawa goose flying up his bat. The
That would
Wawa
be
owl.
sick.
Right. I just thought of this off the top of my head.
Just you know him with the
He wasn't
Wawa.
born in Philly, but he is a Philadelphia.
Yes,
He's
he
more Philadelphia than a lot
was
of people.
adopted by
Yes.
us Phillies fans.
Yes. That's a great way of saying it. Um, I also have a quote from Trey Turner about he was asked if team meetings would help the Philly situation. Let me see. Oh, I accidentally cropped that rose by. Um,
Did he not say that was for teams that don't care
yep.
and losing
Do you want me
teams?
to read the quote?
Yeah.
Those things are for, when the guys are being lazy. When you have a bad culture, when you're not working, not putting in the work in. We don't do these things and we work our asses off. We're playing bad. That's what it comes down to.
And I love that quote. And I don't know if that's a part of the culture or what, but they're good with um, making sure they know how to do media. Because look at Boom, 2023 World Series. Bryce Harper comes up, sees something that the Houston pitcher, I forget his name, was
Yeah,
tipping pitches.
yeah,
Hits a bomb. Rounds the bases, says, I think he said something to Boom. Boom didn't hear him, and he called him over, and he whispered something in his ear. Boom went out, hit a home run. Boom was then asked what Harper said to him, and he said, I don't know. He basically knew what to do, what to say.
yeah.
Bryce Harper, I can listen to that man interview for hours just because of the way he talks and how this team is talking right now, saying that they feel like they are a good team. They're just something.
They're hungry to start winning. They're
They
hungry to
are.
start playing well again.
They all say about how us fans drive them to win.
Yeah, they want to hit the ball over the wall.
They want to reward us for coming out every night.
Right.
And it seems like 9 times out of 10, if there's a home game, there's like 30 plus thousand people there
Yeah. I
a
went
night.
on Easter and it almost sold out. Almost every game I've
It's
been to this year, it has either sold out or almost sold out.
exactly. Um,
That
but
quote, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I know you have a quote from Estevez
Yeah,
too,
talking about
which
that
we'll
quote
get
reminded
to.
me of this. Do you want me to just read the quote right off the bat and then
Sure.
we'll talk about it?
Yep.
In his pregame interview before his first, I don't know if he appeared on Monday or not against the Yankees, but he said, honestly, in a group like this, however I put a grain of sand to this beautiful beach that these guys built here, I'm down for whatever, man. That might be the greatest quote I've ever seen from a baseball player.
Yeah. Um. Uh. And that's coming from a guy that hasn't even played with this team.
Right.
Hasn't even been with us for more than a week yet.
See, I don't know if he was on Angels when Marsh was there, but I just see Angels and I think Marsh. I
Yeah.
don't know if Marsh has told him anything about Philly or not, if they even talk. I don't know.
But again, it just shows you how much teams around the league they see what Philly is. They see how Philly is. I think there's a quote from I was watching the game and they were talking about Hunter Pence, or they were talking to Hunter Pence yesterday, and he was saying how when he got traded here, all he wanted to do was play.
Yeah.
And
Well, to add on to that, I believe when he got traded here, the car that he came in went all the way to the clubhouse door.
exactly. So you just see that there's a lot of teams that don't want to play in Philly at night under the lights.
Exactly.
Um,
The fans
yeah,
just love the city.
exactly. It's just the dedicated fans. It's especially if you're from here, you know it's a blue collar
Yeah, like
driven city.
it's been. I know some cities have much longer um, drought than we do, but Philadelphia has gone without a Big Four championship in 7 years.
Yeah, Eagles,
Yeah,
the last one.
yeah, and before that it was the Phillies in 2008.
Phillies in 2008. Um,
Oops.
but yeah, um, it's just incredible to see that. I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of
Yeah,
thought.
you're good.
Uh,
I think what you're trying to say is incredible to see that the fans understand. I mean, players
yes,
understand what the fans want.
and they know that this is a blue collar
Yeah,
city, and they look for every dime that is spent at the field.
right,
They want to make sure it's worth it. That the money that they just made is being spent well
right.
on a ticket that they know the team's going to win.
Yeah, but I am happy to see that Phillies are still getting respect from. I don't know if it's other teams or not, but at least the MLB. I don't know
Yes.
if you saw the MLB Network's new power rankings that came out. I think earlier today. Yeah, they did come out today. Did you
Where
see?
we at?
Well, I'm gonna go 6 through 10 first.
Okay.
6 through 10. Reese Hoskins and the Brewers at number 6.
Okay.
Padres at 7.
Ooh,
Astros at
they've
8.
moved up.
Yeah. Royals at 9. And Mariners at 10.
Okay. Okay.
Number 5 is the Yankees. 4 Dodgers. 3 Guardians. 2 Orioles. And number 1 the Phillies.
There we go. At least we're still up there as the best team.
Right.
And
And they included Austin Hayes, I believe, as the picture on the graphic.
there we go.
Yeah.
Newcomer. Um, but one thing I do want to shed on that is in that top five of AL, of those three AL teams that we have played, well, I think two, maybe 3-9 in games we played.
Yeah.
Um, we definitely lost to the Yankees. Like, leave two to Baltimore, and then two to Cleveland,
Yeah.
which
Cleveland's good. And they don't cost much money this year.
they are that sneaky,
But
weird, good team.
I was looking at this last week, and I could be very wrong here. I could be remembering another year, but I think the Guardians only have 5 players under contract for next year. 5
That's
MLB
crazy.
players.
That's actually
Yeah, so
nuts.
it's kind of win now or hope they all resign.
Yep. And
Last thing I want to say about MLB, I don't know if you have anything else, but we have the former Philly on a random team that we want to bring up every week.
mm,
And I was looking at the Orioles staff earlier. Let me pull this up.
yeah, this was sent to me just out of nowhere this
Yeah,
morning. Which is
the
just put
offensive
that out there.
strategy coach for the Baltimore Orioles is former Philly Cody Ashley.
I haven't heard that name in
A very
feels
long
like 10
time,
years.
probably since we got his card in a pack when he was on
Yep.
the Phillies.
With that wiffle ball bat
Yeah,
giveaway that we got,
yeah,
the Cody Ashley wiffle ball set. That was back in the day.
yeah.
That was crappy Phillies. Um,
Got 2 of our favorite players, Freddie Gavis for me, Cesar Hernandez for you.
yep.
All right. You have anything else for baseball?
I think that's all I have on the Phillies.
You want to move
Um,
to football, basketball, or hockey?
Whatever we got more of.
We're already at
No,
40 minutes, so it's completely up to you. I'm
let,
barely going to talk about any of them. I just have two or three for football and basketball.
let's transition into the Flyers because I have one
Okay.
that kind of uh translates from Philly to Flyers. Flyers new guy, um, Mitch Koff, something like that. I have no clue. Threw out the first pitch the other night.
Oh, really?
Got to meet Topper and a couple of the other players. Um,
Mitchkov signed
he,
an entry level contract with the Flyers beginning last month.
yep. Danny
Matvey
Blair.
Mitchkov. I'm probably butchering that name, but
I,
Matvey Mitchkov.
I think Mitch Koff is right there. Um, Especially in this new era of Orange with the rebuilding. Uh, I definitely see that helping. This next topic, we got Travis Konechny for another 8 years. He's another somewhat young guy, under 30, I believe. 8 years, $70 million, which you read that number after going from Bryce Harper, $330 million a year to $70 million is just crazy
Yeah.
to me. But yeah,
While talking about hockey, I think I saw something. I actually think it's Brett Basket in one of their videos. Wherever they got their information from, I think the NHL was the lowest like average making per player in any
yeah,
professional sport.
and those guys are in doing hits and taking pucks to face and pucks to LA. Um,
They're getting beat up and they fight.
Again, they're fighting. Yep, but they were. I want to say a couple few pieces away from a playoff spot last year,
Yeah, I
which
remember that.
hopefully Mitch Koff
Yeah,
or whatever his name.
they were on a very, very good run. I watched one game and they lost, so I didn't watch another game because I
In more
didn't want them to
games.
lose more.
Um, but yeah, they still have most of the guys. They got a couple of veterans on there.
Oh,
Um,
Konechny, 27 years old. So you're right, still in
there
the
you go.
game.
So you have them until 35. So
Yeah, I don't know age span for hockey players usually.
well, Sidney Crosby's almost 40, and he's
Yeah,
still
and
in his
he's good.
prime. So
Like for me to
fuck
know
that
who
guy.
you are, you got to be good at hockey.
Yes, and to get to have a team, any team. This is not even just hockey, baseball, football, basketball. I would even throw soccer out there. For a team to say, "I want you here for 8 years," I say if a team says they want you there for 8 to 15 years,
Yeah,
they want you.
they
You're
say that they want you and follow through with signing you to that
yes,
contract.
and if you sign that contract, that's your new home for a
Yeah,
while.
yeah.
But it's really nothing. I didn't follow the draft too much this year.
I
Um,
obviously didn't. I will start following the Flyers more, just so you're not the only one talking.
but right now you're kind of in that dead zone.
Yeah,
No hockey, anything's happening. Um, but all we can hope for is a good year. I don't know if
yeah.
you want to transfer into a certain sport.
Um, let's go with NFL because that's pulled up right now.
Gotcha.
I will start off with one quick thing. Don't know how real it is or real not, but I saw somewhere on Twitter that Nolan Smith is or was training in the same gym as Aaron Rodgers this year or this offseason. And quoting it from what I remember reading, he was very happy to be able to pick Aaron Rodgers' brain about random things for football. So it was very interesting learning from his perspective.
You wanted to throw that ad out, didn't you?
What?
You wanted to break the news. Episode 1.
Yeah, no, because you're transitioning to becoming an Eagles fan due to Saquon Barkley.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I will root for Barkley. No, I've always been that side
Yeah,
Eagles
you had a
fan.
Brian Westbrook jersey.
There you go, yeah.
I didn't even have a Brian Westbrook jersey.
There you go. Haha. But you had a false
It's
jersey,
old.
so that was
Yeah,
just as good.
Foles, Vic, Deshaun McCoy, Deshaun Jackson, Jason Kelsey, Brandon Graham.
I gotta say, love Jason Kelsey, but I love the Kelly Green jerseys. Those are sick.
And I have Jason Kelsey, Kelly Green jersey.
There
Give
you go.
away.
Wish I was that size. I would steal it from you. But no, the Eagles are gonna be a good team. I'll hopefully be at one of the games. I'm out here locally to Cincinnati. So they'll be out here.
Yeah,
Bengals versus Eagles. I forget which week.
I think it's
but
October or something.
I think it's sometime in October.
A random guess off the top of my head is October. We can see what it is.
I think it's October 12th. Or like 17th. Or 19th. 19th. I'm going 19th.
27th. I was way off. You were a little closer, but you're still pretty off.
I just looked at tickets the other day, so that's why.
Oh.
There's a ticketing, like TickPick or anything out there. Want to sponsor the podcast?
StubHub.
Something out there? Want to help us get some free tickets? Or anything?
Can you fly in here for Philly games?
I will drive in there for some free tickets.
The only other Eagles specific thing I have is that Josh Sweat wanted number 9 because he wore that in high school and I believe college, but he couldn't get it. A lot of speculations meaning that it's soft retired by Nick Foles.
But it's crazy that they don't let like a defensive guy.
Think of a young fan today when they see number 9 for the Eagles. We don't want him thinking of Josh Sweat. Josh Sweat is a great player, but Nick Foles won City of Philadelphia their first NFL championship. Like Wentz did do a lot of regular season work, but Foles stepped into those huge shoes to fill.
Yes. What it was he was right in at the playoffs, and
I believe so. Maybe
it was sink or swim.
Playoffs.
But no, like I was gonna say, the best move this offseason was going to get Barkley.
Oh yeah.
I know no more Jason Kelsey.
And next year's gonna be Michael Parsons.
Huh?
I said next year's gonna be Michael Parsons.
Penn State versus Penn State, baby. We are. Kind of hoping you would say Penn State, but we're not there yet. No, it's gonna be fun to see what that offensive line is like without him. But
I do have a lot of confidence in that because pretty sure Howie said that Kelsey got to scout his own replacement. I'm not going to talk about him much, but we signed another center or lineman in free agency who's started a little over 10 times in his career, I think. And there were rumors that it was because they didn't like what they saw from our new center. Completely blanking on his name. Cam Jurgens. Yep. I don't know. All we can do is wait and see how they play together.
And you guys, oh, sorry, I shouldn't say you guys. We drafted one, right?
Yeah, we drafted a lineman. I don't know if he's a center or
Um, but it's gonna be fun to watch. Let's go at it with that. Now you have Hutch that can run, and you're gonna have Barkley that can spin away and get
yeah,
down into
just
the five
crush anyone
easily.
with his thighs, pretty much.
Yep, his thighs are as big as my
They're
torso.
pretty much
So,
suspension for cars.
yep. You don't put suspension in your car. You put his thighs
Exactly.
in your car.
Such a good comparison.
Um, but yeah, I think last year was a fluke. Um,
Yeah, they
they
just kind of fell
just
off. Oh, back to the Phillies really quick. I saw some really interesting thing with the Phillies' struggles since the All-Star break. It's equated to like 5.5 to 6 quarters of football. If you put the timelines next to each other, that's how many games we've played counts as 6 quarters of football. So it's not as big of a video to me once I see it like that because they have plenty of time to turn it back.
yeah. Um, you you think of it like that, and now you're kind of like, okay, we got time, and we do. But
Right.
um, I think the Eagles just hit a wall.
Yeah.
Um,
Injuries, discourse in the locker room, coaches not getting along, players not getting along with said coaches. I'm really excited to see Kellen Moore and how he runs his offense. I've watched some highlights of him with like the Chargers and stuff. I like some stuff he did. Curious to see what he does with the type of players we have. I'm excited to see our defense.
uh,
Get a lot of
I'm
rookies.
ready. I know he's injured, so I can't wait until he gets back. Cooper DeJean,
Yep.
can
The
he put us
John.
back on the map?
Yeah. Not Cooper DeJean, Cooper DeJohn.
Watch that
I
white
like that
boy
nickname.
run.
Yep. Do you have anything else for NFL besides the kickoff?
Um, Not really.
Okay. Let me just do my 3 quick bullet points about the kickoff and then you can go more in depth. I got uh, new NFL kickoff rules. Onside kicks are illegal before the fourth quarter. The team must be losing to kick an onside kick. The team must announce intention to kick an onside kick ahead of time. I hate that.
Yeah.
It defeats all surprise.
Yeah.
Pat McAfee probably hates it too. I think he's the one that recovered his own onside kick.
Yes, sir. Pat, if you're listening, come on
The
the pod. Let's
greatest
talk about it.
punter, kicker, whatever you want to say, of all time, for highlight wise.
Yes.
Not the actual best. Like, there's Justin Tucker and Adam Vinatieri and stuff. Highlight wise, he's the best.
And best podcast.
Yeah.
Kicker out there.
Yes.
Which, it's a very small sample size, but. No. I don't know. I want to see how it works. We've got all kinds of new kicking rules. Where's that kick zone? Where it's like the 20
Oh yeah.
to the end zone. If it falls, you got to take it out. So it's gonna be new. We're gonna definitely have to see.
It's gonna be very interesting to see. If it's horrible, they might just change it back. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm I'm waiting for them to come out and add that extra week. And so we can have Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
And then
hopefully we'll have some sort of following and we can go interview people. Like
exactly.
fans before the game tailgating and stuff.
That'll be fun.
Right.
I don't know where it is this year, but
well,
maybe
even
next
if
year.
we just go to Xfinity Live or something and interview some people.
Yeah. You know, the all in there and all that. So, but yeah, I think that's all I have on the.
That's all I have for NFL. Do you have anything for NBA before I talk a little?
Um, I have one thing.
All right.
And that only one thing is stop drug testing these athletes when they're trying to better themselves. They're
Yeah.
trying to,
Hey, at the end of the day, it's kind of a compliment.
yeah, I guess you you look so big that they thought you started doing drugs.
Yeah. Or someone like Danny Green, who I don't think it was last season, but 2 years ago, he jumped really high and got a block or something like that. They drug tested him immediately after.
Exactly. And yeah, I guess if you take it as a compliment, then
Yeah, that's how I view it. You're you're doing something that's very unexpected for you,
yeah.
but some people can take that as disrespect and want people to think they're ready to do something like that.
The the player in question here is Maxi.
Yeah,
There's a video going out there of Maxi in the lab, and he looks huge.
yeah.
His biceps are bigger than my face.
He is built like LeBron. It's like point guard LeBron.
Yes. Um,
But we
and
get I'm not trying to downplay Maxi. He's definitely bulked up, and I'm excited to see this different strength with him this season. But we get pictures of players like this all offseason, every offseason.
Rojas.
Yeah. Or LeBron posts pictures like that all the time. Ben Simmons posts pictures all the time. Or at least he's still. I don't follow him now,
Sixers
so I don't know what
legend.
he does. God.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
But no, it should be fun to see if he's gonna bully more than he's gonna get pushed around.
I think
Um,
it's more bulking up so that better defensively, that he can't get pushed around as much. I don't see him being a
yep.
bully player. He's always going to be a quick player. It's kind of like Derrick Rose used to be. He's going to get past you before he tries to go through.
Yeah.
Unless he's in the air, then he's going to go through.
Um,
It's a pretty good comparison from the D Rose. I've never
yeah.
thought about that. Explains why
He's
I like Maxey
definitely
so much.
it definitely does seem like he has that Mamba mentality going into this shoe.
Yeah.
Um,
He just is hungry to win, just like we said about the Phillies. Even the Eagles, they're all hungry to win.
this and I think this is thanks to the Phillies from the World Series run. They all Maxi and Embiid were there for one game. Jason and his brother was there for a game. There were Flyers there these past 2 years. They got to see what this fan base looks like when this team is winning. The city's winning. The city's having fun. People up light poles and
Yeah,
burning
grease
cars
the
and flipping
polls.
cars and yeah,
I
it
have the
was some.
Rob Thompson signed baseball when we went to World Series, and it says "Grease the polls."
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Uh, but I think every team out there is hungry to win, and especially with um, going out, getting some key pieces, getting rid of some key pieces. Um,
yeah.
it,
I have two things about Maxi as well, but before that, Embiid, he's not doing the best. in the Olympics. But we also don't need him to be a scorer. We have some of the top 5, if not 10, scorers of all time on the Team USA team. It quite possibly could be the greatest all-around Team USA team ever.
Gold or bust. That's
Yeah,
it. That's all
pretty
I
much.
gotta say on that.
But Steve Kerr's going to be utilizing different players every game. Going to be sitting different players every game. Like we saw back to back was Tatum and then Embiid. I don't know if you follow the Embiid discourse on Twitter. How many people hate on him and stuff.
I do not.
Oh, if you follow any Sixers anything, you'll see it everywhere. Um, but Tatum, a bunch of Sixers fans were saying it's funny because Tatum's sitting and whatnot. I didn't see anyone say anything about Halliburton, but he also
Yeah.
sat when Tatum sat. Then it was Embiid's turn. Tomorrow, Friday, because we're recording this on Thursday, someone else is going to sit. Steve Kerr said he's going to sit a new person every time. Or not a new person, but a different person.
I don't think it's gonna be a LeBron or
Right.
KD,
There's also
Curry, those
who's
guys.
doing the best right now? Like, it came out that Jason Tatum didn't play because Kevin Durant came out, didn't miss a shot. They're similarly built players, so they're going to be sharing minutes.
Yeah. And if you're Tatum, Halliburton, you're going in and you're like, you know your role. You know you're gonna be that backup guy.
Right.
You know
He did
the
say it's a very,
KD's
very humbling experience.
exactly. I would love to ride the bench.
Yeah.
I
Learn from
will
the
keep
greatest to
every
ever do
one of
it.
those seats warm
Yeah.
to win a
Learn
gold
from the
medal.
greatest players to ever do it.
Yes.
Um, okay, Maxi. This one is connected to Embiid as well. On the Podcast P podcast, I don't know why I had to say podcast again. um, he was asked how he felt after the Paul George trade, like what he said afterwards. He said, to Embiid, I'm going to ride with you until the wheels fall off of this thing. Like he's hitching to Embiid's wagon and he's going to ride with him until he's just done, which I think is a very good thing.
And that's another great quote.
Yeah.
Just like
Philadelphia sports has some great quotes the past couple of weeks.
just it just shows you again, reiterating myself, but it just shows how hungry these sports teams are
Yeah.
to win. And I feel like once that first team gets over the hump, they're all gonna follow suit.
Right. They're just going to see this winning culture. It's going to be kind of like a monkey see, monkey do type of thing.
I was gonna say it's gonna be so
Like,
infectious, like COVID.
yeah.
Just it's just gonna hit everyone, and
Like, I'm saying this, I don't follow hockey all that much, but I feel the Flyers have the lowest expectations this uh, off season or this upcoming season out of all 4 teams. Like
yes,
Phillies expected to go World Series, Eagles expected to do well, the Super Bowl probably. With Paul George acquisition, Sixers should compete for a championship.
those
And
last two teams are yes,
yeah,
definitely
for
contenders.
the Flyers to have a very good future, I feel it's pretty good for Philadelphia sports if our worst team to root for right now is still this bright future.
Yeah,
And showed last season that they can still win a lot of games.
and going on that because I follow the Flyers all the time. Um, they've got the slogan of "New Era of Orange." They embody that.
Yeah,
And I feel like it's a new era of Philly sports. I think that should be the city's sports motto.
yeah,
Just because where the Flyers have ended and where they're getting to, I would not be surprised if we make a playoff game. I think the
Yeah,
expectation is to make it, to over exceed. I could see us winning a series, the first series.
I agree. Um, I completely just lost what I was about to say. It had to do
But
with all the winning. Oh, all the teams are pretty young too. Like, yeah, Embiid's getting up there in age. Paul George's older, but we got like Tyrese Maxey. He's gonna become the next face of the franchise. Eagles, really young team, except for um, some key players in the last decade or a little over a decade that have just retired or are retiring. But they hand off the reins to very capable players in the Phillies. I know baseball players, when they're great, like Bryce Harper and stuff, their careers will go on for a while. But we have like Stott and Bone players who are younger, who, if they're your best players in 5 years, those are great players, I think, to have as your best players.
yeah,
And even our
def-
prospects, they're really good as well.
definitely agree with that. But
I have one more thing about Maxi. He was seen at practice facility, I think today, in Nike shoes, Nike basketball shoes. I don't know if you follow along with NBA shoes like I do, but he's a New Balance athlete.
ooh, is he switching up to Nike?
I don't know. I couldn't tell from the pictures if they were Paul George shoes or not, because that would make a lot of sense to me.
Oh, oh no,
But
Kawhi's New Balance.
yeah, Kawhi's New Balance, yeah. Um, I don't know. It would be really interesting if he switches to Nike.
Maybe Nike gave him a shoe deal.
Maybe.
Who knows? I guess we're just gonna have to keep tuning in to follow
Yep.
that.
Yep. Every week we should have new news on a bunch of that stuff.
Yeah, should
Anything
have
else?
one. I think that's it.
All
Just
right.
we're thinking about every Thursday sometime,
Yeah, we'll record Thursdays
and
usually, I
then we'll
think. Depends on
we'll
what our
probably have an
schedule's gonna be.
Eagles pretty good.
Yeah. Whatever season it is, we'll have more to talk about for those teams. Like,
Yep,
this was a very Phillies heavy episode. The only things happening besides this right now are Eagles' first public practice today.
yep, and
Besides
the
that, it's off
Olympics,
season.
but
Everything is.
yep,
I'm excited for like October time.
postseason. Sorry, preseason is
Yeah.
like what, 2 weeks away, a
Yeah.
week away,
Yeah.
something like that. But I think that's gonna do it.
Yeah. I think that's it. Thank you for tuning in. Whoever tunes in, we'll see you next week.